A lot of the decks that I do are, for the most part, controlled base decks where they play relatively low monsters that all are mainly normal summons, and then I play a lot of traps, and I try and control the game that way. I'm really good at making those kind of decks, in my opinion. Well, yeah, I think I'm pretty decent at making those kind of decks. What really gets me going are decks that revolve around like high monster counts and just like sending them all to the graveyard, which is why I was like a huge fan of Monster Mash when that was relevant for a little bit. When everyone was playing like a lot of spell and trap destruction, you could play Monster Mash really well because a lot of their cards were really dead. I'm kind of throwing that back in a sense in this Fun Deck Friday. It is a Shaddoll deck, which is not the most exciting thing. However, it doesn't really focus on like the controlled sending of a lot of the other variants, and instead it's just like summoning Curry Banner or resolving Neilbug Nest to get like a bunch of effects off, and a bunch of like graveyard effects, and also enabling like chaos monsters and the mini chaos dragons. So I think I've described the deck well enough, and I guess I'll just go right in. The deck is 50 cards. I think it's justified a little bit in the fact that you are playing 3 Neobug and 3 Curry Bandit. Those will get through your deck really quickly. So, the Curry Bandit is probably the best normal summon in your deck. Second is Raiden. You want to start off with either one of these or Needlebug, and you're in good shape. Then our Shaddoll lineup is a little bit interesting. We are playing 3 Beast and 3 Squamata. Squamata is probably the best one because it will allow you to control from the chaos. So, like, let's say you Curry Bandit and you send like 4 Shaddolls to the graveyard, but you really need a dragon. Well, you send like 5 cards to the graveyard, but you really need a dragon. And you send a Squamata and like maybe like a Beast or something, and then no dragon, you can just send that if you really need to pop something, or if you really need to search something, or if you just want to special summon Falco or draw a card. He's your man. And the unusual one we're playing is 3 Hedgehog. Just need a lot of Shaddoll monsters. This is also like pseudo Squamata, because you can send to the graveyard and then you get your Squamata, so it's like late delayed Squamata, I guess. But that's pretty decent. And then 2 Falco and 2 Dragon. I'm contemplating running 3 Dragon, but as of right now, 2 seems good enough, and then you don't want to draw into Falcon really early. So you want to like send it to the graveyard with like a Construct or something. Or send it to the graveyard with Shaddoll Fusion from the deck. That's also really cool. We also are playing 2 Curry Bandit. These are also light monsters. Milling them is pretty good. Drawing into them isn't terrible, so that's why we don't play Necrogardna. 2 Chaos Sorcerers and 1 BLS. Those are your boss monsters. They'll deal with all the problems on the board. BLS is like the game finisher, and like Chaos Sorcerer is the one that you can drop in like the mid game, and like your opponents will be like kind of worried about it, but not really. The 1 Black Dragon, I'm kind of considering bumping this up to 2, but a little hesitant, to be honest. Like drawing into like this card is not really that great. So there's that. And then we play 1 Bulb. This is also a good thing to send to the graveyard. It's not the worst thing to draw ever because you can just fuse with it, because we do run the Earth Fusion. And then we also play Lila. Lila is your second thing that you can search off Charge of the Light Brigade. It's also pretty decent against like Cliff Forts, things like that, just blowing up spells and traps. It's pretty good at its job. Mills 3, so it's not like the worst normal summon ever. The 3 Fusion, and then 3 El Shaddoll. The one interesting fusion card that we play is Fusion Substitute. This is not the best card in your deck to draw. In fact, I think it's probably second worst. It's pretty good when you send to the graveyard. You can use constructs and windows. Well, refuse for them, and then you get to draw a card. And then, like, you don't even need to, like, wait a turn, like some other cards like Breakthrough Skill and stuff. Like, just send it to the graveyard, and then if you, like, synchro with your fusion, you can send it right back, draw a card. It's, like, pretty good. Beginning of the end, it's a really good late game finisher. It's so bad in your opening hand. It's just, like, the absolute worst. But since we are playing 50 cards, it does kind of dilute that situation a little bit. Play one Allure to draw cards. We play Foolish to fix hands. Soul Charge. In this deck, it's really good. Just like being able to like revive like Chaos Sorcerers, BLS, Lilas, Raidens, other like fusion material, I guess sometimes it's pretty good. Then Snatch Steal does steal games, literally. Treasure Light Brigade's good. It'll allow you to search out your Raiden or your Lila in desperate situations where you really, really need Lila. The milling is a cost, which kinda sucks because you won't get anything off of it, but just the fact that you're sending more cards into your graveyard means that you'll have a better chance to draw into things. And you really do need like Raiden or like something in your opening hand so that you can like send things to the graveyard, so that's good. One instant fusion. You send Winda out, and then Winda will get the Fallen fusions, which is good. Other than that, it's pretty okay. I mean, you can make, what's it called? You, like, activate instant fusion, special summon Winda, and then you summon your Falco, and then you can make a, Yazi really quickly, which is good. Because the deck really needs it. Or, like, an Arcanite sometimes, I guess. Anyway. 2 Shaddoll Core. You really do want to mill this off at the right time, or send it to the graveyard with Construct. And since you are playing a lot of random milling, this will go into the graveyard when you don't want it to go. So that kind of sucks. This deck is really, really good at just like beating the rest of the meta, but it's just like not consistent at all. But like when everything goes well, then your opponent dies really quickly. So that is the Mill Shaddoll deck. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Smashing Pumpkins signing out. Peace.